If you've ever searched for ways to make money online or on Etsy, chances are you've come across the idea of print on demand or POD. Most articles you read will tell you that print on demand is a great way for you to get rich quick. But you should be very skeptical. You should ask yourself, is print on demand actually worth my time to sell on Etsy? I'm a top Etsy seller, and in this video, I'm going to share with you what you need to know about print on demand and how to sell it on Etsy. So first of all, what actually is print on demand? Maybe you've wondered this, you see this term thrown around a lot. Print on demand is when you print or create a product only after someone actually places the order for that product. So in the past, the way that product creation or e-commerce has worked is that the product is created, it's listed for sale, and when someone buys it, then it's shipped out to them. But with print on demand, samples are created, photographed, and listed online for sale. And then when someone purchases the product, then their actual product is created after the sale and then shipped and fulfilled to them. This often happens with things like t-shirts, coffee mugs, hats, phone cases, or anything similar. You have probably bought print-on-demand products without realizing it from sites like Etsy or Amazon already. In most cases, small businesses outsource their print-on-demand to companies like Zazzle, Printful, or Printify, or something similar. And many small businesses choose to go the print-on-demand route because they can create a single item at an affordable price. Print-on-demand helps small businesses by not requiring a minimum quantity order. And with the print-on-demand system, this basically means a small business can actually make a profit by only ordering a single item from the third-party print-on-demand seller to be shipped to the customer. You might also be wondering if Etsy even allows print-on-demand, and the answer is yes. Etsy allows print on demand as long as they adhere to the same rules and guidelines as other Etsy products. Maybe you've wondered about this because Etsy has built its brand on being a handmade platform, but maybe you don't entirely feel that print on demand falls under the category of handmade. I've heard this from Etsy sellers a lot. And you can read the full Etsy rules if you want the specific word-by-word information regarding print on demand. But the major takeaway is that the item must have been designed or made by you. So most artists work with production partners to sell their work through Etsy, through print on demand, in a way that monetizes their work and makes it affordable to everyone. This is actually one of the main reasons artists choose print on demand, is because not everyone can afford beautiful original works of art that an artist might sell for, $500 or $1,000 a painting, but they can reach a larger crowd by offering less expensive $5 stickers, $30 or $40 t-shirts, $20 hats, and similar types of products. So now that you know this is an option for you, how does it actually work? When you sell print on demand on Etsy, it's just like selling any other product on the site. You're going to first create your designs in a design software like Adobe Illustrator or Canva, for example. I like Canva because it's free and it's very easy to use. Then you upload your designs into a print-on-demand or POD platform like Printify, for example, and you connect that POD platform to your Etsy shop. So when you want to make changes for what the customer will see, you want to do that on Etsy, not in your POD platform. You probably also want to use better images, or what we call mock-ups, for your print-on-demand items than the ones that are provided to you by your POD supplier. So unfortunately, these mock-ups that they give you of the product, which is an image that portrays how it would look, what the product looks like for the customer, these images are very generic and they may not be very attractive, and images are what sells your product. So they are extremely important, because if your images are not very attractive to the customer, you will not make very many sales, and you don't want to use the same mock-ups that other people are using. Once you connect your Etsy store to your print-on-demand supplier, the order that the Etsy customer makes goes to your print-on-demand supplier, and that company receives the order the moment it's purchased on Etsy, and then they fulfill the order and send the order to the customer. This is good for you because you don't have to manually approve it or manually send your order over to your supplier. It just all happens instantly. Etsy pays you for the order that was placed, and you are charged by the third-party print-on-demand supplier for the fulfillment of the order. The margin or monetary difference between what the customer paid and what your print-on-demand supplier chose to charge you is your profit, what is left over after the fee of having the product made by your POD. The third party ships the product to the customer directly on your behalf, so all of this is done automatically, and it's kind of a beautiful thing because you don't have to physically deal with the shipping yourself. There are some great companies that offer print-on-demand integrations with Etsy so that all of this is done automatically, and those include Printful, Printify, Guten, Redbubble, T-Launch, and Gelato. Now, occasionally your print-on-demand supplier or partner may be late on shipping an item or may have made a mistake on a customer's order. In this case, you are going to be the one to speak to the customer directly and then file a support ticket with your POD partner on their behalf. And it is your responsibility to be the go-between to ensure that the customer receives a satisfactory resolution to their issue. If you know that your customer's order is going to be late, you've been notified by your POD supplier, you do need to let the customer know that this is the case. It can happen, especially around the holidays. It's not something that you will experience very often, but during busy shipping times, occasionally you may have late or delayed shipping from your POD suppliers. Now, as you're trying to decide what print-on-demand supplier to use, you want to consider things like, how's the quality of the items created? Where do they deliver to? Are they US only or are they global? Does the company integrate directly with Etsy? And then what type of products do they offer? So make sure that you research and understand that whatever it is you want to sell, t-shirts, custom coffee mugs, phone cases, stickers, mouse pads, whatever it is, that the print-on-demand supplier can meet your need for the ideal product type. And then you also want to know what is the turnaround time for the average order with them. And you can always switch PODs if the one that you start with is not working out for you. It's not like it's set in stone. The main thing is to make sure that the quality is good, the POD ships on time, and also that you can make a profit and you're able to price your items high enough so that after the shipping and supply fees from the POD, as well as your Etsy fees, after all of that is totaled up, you are still able to make money on the actual order. So now the really important question is that everybody wants to know is, does selling POD on Etsy actually make you any money? The short answer is yes. However, not everyone that runs an Etsy store makes money. Some Etsy shop owners only make a little bit of money and some make lots and lots of money, and it is their full-time job. One thing you should know is that print-on-demand margins are really small, so you need to make this up in volume. Because you're not making a high amount of profit on each product, you need to sell a lot of products to make a good amount of money. So think of it this way. If you make 5 sales a day and each t-shirt has a profit margin of only $2, for example, then if you sell 5 a day, you're only going to make $10 a day. That's not very much. It adds up to about $300 a month. That's a start, but you're not going to quit your job over that kind of money. So it takes a lot more to sell at a higher volume. You need great photos. You need keyword research tools. You need to make products that are in demand. You need to make sure that you have the maximum amount of profit. You need to look at trends and seasons using keyword research tools like eRank or Insight Factory. So there is a lot to consider. And the truth is, although print-on-demand is a good business for some people, it may be a good idea to think about other types of side hustles before you dive into print-on-demand. One option is to look at selling digital or printable products instead. Digital and printable products can be sold on Etsy. There are many different product types, from planners to kids activities to holiday games to digital workbooks or budget sheets. There's so many different things that can be sold as a digital product or printable product on Etsy. You cut out that third-party supplier and you can easily make hundreds or thousands of dollars every single month by selling a digital or printable product. And if you do want to learn more about that, we would love to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we show you exactly how to make money from home selling printables on Etsy.